like the left.
Yeah, and that's a great point Nani makes. Islam, and I've talked to radicals, Islamic radicals, who've told me, look, this is much more than a religion. This is an all-encompassing ideological system that dominates every single aspect of your life. And the left follows an all-encompassing ideological system. Leftism is their religion. There are some similarities here, absolutely.
The idea, I mentioned this earlier, the idea of social justice is huge in Islam.
It's one of the pillars.
It is, and that is the disease in the left. You know, the idea of social justice, of hey, let's be good to each other, let's help each other, let's share, but not by force.
But is it really true what they really want is social justice? Sometimes I really doubt that. I think more their number one thing is control. More than social justice. Social justice comes next, which is, I really believe it's envy. It's a huge element of envy. They don't like to see the society with the private sector controlling the economy. They want the control of the economy to be in the hands of the government, in their hands. And that's the same thing with the Muslim world. The Muslim world love control through Sharia law and through the concept of jihad, which means it's a military institution. Jihad itself is defined in Islamic books as to war with non-Muslims to establish the religion, a permanent war institution against non-Muslim countries. That's the definition of jihad.
But you have all these people, you have all these people on the left that use political correctness to hide, and that's why you can't question Barack Obama. You're a racist if you question Barack Obama. So you can push almost anything through because no one will look for it. I fear the same thing is happening in the United States with Islam on the Sharia law front. Nobody even wants to look at it. Nobody wants to even talk about it. And we have honor killings happening here in the United States. And we should be sending a very clear message. Are you familiar with the story in, I think it's in Tampa, Florida, where they have a woman fell and hit her head
on the table.
Yeah, repeatedly on the table. Like and they really, in the police report, they said she fell and was disoriented, and that's why she repeatedly bashed her head on a glass table. And I thought to myself, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
They claim, her family claimed that she committed suicide by banging herself against the table. And it's proven.
Have you ever heard of that? I mean, you want to talk about justice?
Laugh. It's just
justice for all. It's just ridiculous.
There's a girl who was her father with a car just hit her with his car and killed her. Welcome to, this is what we're going to get. Because under Sharia law, the execution of the law under Sharia, if the government doesn't do it, any Muslim on the street can do it. Vigilante street justice is allowed under Sharia, and that's why wherever Sharia goes, chaos goes. The respect for law and waiting for the police to come and investigate, they don't have to wait. If a wife does something,
this sounds exactly like what Che said. Che Guevara said, "We don't need evidence. We don't need evidence to kill the guilty."
Exactly. That's why husbands beat their wives. It's allowed under Sharia law for a husband to beat his wife. There is no age limit for marriage for a girl. And when I left the Muslim world and came to America, I wanted to escape Sharia. And because it's not just the government that scared me. It's the justice, vigilante justice on the street. I mean, if you walk in some Muslim countries without covering your head or wearing normal Western clothes, you could have somebody throw acid on you, and that's your punishment. And police will never find whoever did it. And that is the fear of Sharia. It's not just the fear of a government that's enforcing Sharia. It's fear of your neighbor who sees you with a Bible and reports you to somebody that you have left Islam, and the next day you're killed on the street and nobody knows why.
That's why there can be Egyptian Nazis, because that's the same kind of fear and the same kind of stormtrooper report your neighbor kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very Orwellian. You know, there's a great movie that came out a few years ago, Glenn, you've probably seen it, called The Lives of Others, about the Stasi, the East German secret police. Just incredible, a surveillance society, how it works. And it's interesting that it works in the Islamic world and it works in leftist societies.
Yes.
Again, those parallels.
There's parallels. I notice a lot of parallels, even the style of leadership. And I'm not here to criticize Obama, but I see the style of leadership which is scaring one segment of society against the other. This is very predominant in Muslim society. Pointing at the bad guys, always. This is very predominant in Muslim society, and I notice that far leftists here do that tactic in government, and it really brings back home, you know, makes me really scared.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
God bless you. Some final thoughts, and some people that I would like you to connect with. If you believe that there is trouble coming to America, or trouble is here in America, what are you going to do with this information? Going to get mad about it? What are you going to do? We don't have Sharia law where we have vigilante justice. Thank God we don't. But there are people that are working hard to bring this to light and to stop it. We'll point them out next.
Ronald Reagan once said, "Freedom is never more than one generation from extinction." We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. FreedomWorks can help you preserve freedom for the next generation. Visit us now at freedomworks.org. Get a free pocket constitution and grassroots handbook to help you fight for freedom. Get your free constitution and handbook for a limited time at freedomworks.org.